welcome to the channel. I'm Kain, the host of the RC Newbie. If you're here, chances are you're looking to get into RCs, which is a wonderful thing. It's a great hobby, full of family fun. And even if you're by yourself, there's still a riot. So when you're first getting into it, there's several things you need to ask yourself. What kind of budget are you going to be looking to spend on it? Says, where are you going to be using this thing? I live in the desert, so trophy trucks, monster trucks, things with big tires, crawlers, that works best for me. It's also what I'm more interested in. The other things you really need to worry about is what is your interests? You live in town, you live in a suburb, you don't have access to large open areas. Okay, so maybe you're looking into street trucks or street cars and drifters and drag racers, and yeah, that's perfectly fine. There's something to match every interest out there. So some of the other things to think about: skill level. What's your skill level? Do you pick up things quickly? Great. If you pick up things quickly and you're got a real good hand-eye coordination, yeah, faster, more powerful trucks. If not, it takes a little bit of time, you can go with something a little more simple. How much time do you want to invest into it? Is this something that you're going to be doing a lot of, or this is just an occasional thing for you? That's something you kind of need to consider when you're looking at buying your first RC. So with that said, when you go into a shop, there's 5 things that you should ask the people that work there. First of all, what's the best model for what you're going to be doing? That leads, like me, living in the desert, something like this, nice and simple. It's a trophy truck. It works good in flat and even hilly. It's not so good as far as big rocks and stuff like that. They also work well on asphalt and concrete. But what's the best model for what you're going to be using it for? Where you're going to be using it. If you use it indoors, you don't want something quite this big. They have scales for pretty much anything. If you're going to be indoors, yeah, stick to your 24 scale, 16 scale. So, there's a wide variety of sizes. So pick the one that's best for what you're going to be doing. Second thing is, what kind of controllability? Controllability is a big key to being happy with it when you first start out. Something like this is easy to control. It's not a massive truck. It doesn't have so much power that you can't control it. It is a very well designed for a beginner type truck. There are other trucks. I have another one that's even less expensive than this one. And so keep in mind, it's like you want to be able to control it. If you can't control it, you're not going to be happy with it. And then that's going to kind of put you off towards the hobby. Secondly, you want to know what you're going to be. Well, I said secondly. Thirdly, you want parts. Something like Traxxas. Traxxas has a huge parts supply. So it's like you never have to worry about being able to get parts. They're out there. Some of the more obscure RCs, a lot of the stuff that, well, quite frankly, most of your hobby shops don't carry, and for good reason, is parts are more difficult to come across. And it doesn't matter if you're just beginning or if you're an expert and you're racing, on a professional circuit. You will actually break stuff. It doesn't matter who you are, how good you are, you're gonna break it, which is what makes hobby grade RC so much better than just going down to your local store and buying a just cheapie off the shelf. Because once they break, they're done. There's nothing on this thing that is not replaceable. And I mean, like, without buying a whole new truck, that is. The bumpers, they're separate pieces. You break it, buy another one. Just takes a few minutes to replace it. You tear up your tires, your wheels, break a control arm, even burn up a motor. It's all replaceable. It's actually fairly easy, especially on this thing. The other thing you need to keep in mind is what kind of batteries is it going to take. You ask them, what battery does it need? Some kits come with the batteries already in them. They'll come with a battery and a charger. A lot of your ready to run, beginner level stuff will come fully ready to run. So all you have to do is charge up the battery, put in your batteries into the controller, and you're on your way. More expensive and other ones, you have to sometimes build the kit. They don't even come assembled. So keep that in mind when you're actually looking for your cars. Is what kind of batteries and what kind of chargers. Because the different batteries use different chargers. So your hobby shop owner or attendee will be more than happy to guide you to what you need, and they'll even let you know if it already has one. My suggestion is you want at least 2 batteries. You know, batteries don't last all that long when you're out playing and you're ripping and roaring, you're having a good time, and your car goes flat, just slows down, and you're like, what is going on? Well, your battery just went weak. You know, so time to change the battery. And you don't want to go out and you're having a good time and it just stops, and then you gotta wait for however long it takes the battery to charge, which, depending on the type of battery in your charger, could be hours. So it's best to have at least 2. The other thing is you really want to know if it's upgradable, or what I call growable. You get into the hobby, you buy something like this, you learn it fairly quickly. A couple months down the road, it just really doesn't have that same energy that you were feeling when you first got it. Is there something you can do to change it, to make it faster, you know, beefier, you know? So you want something that's potentially upgradable, something that's growable. You know, that way you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on a whole new car. This thing, it's easily upgradable. You can switch it out, you know, just changing out motors, electronics, you know, you can still run the same truck. This particular truck, they have some really cool upgrade stuffs to it. You know, we can go over that later, you know, on some of the parts when we get into that. But for the most part, you want something that grows. Without growing, well, you kind of hit a plateau and then it gets boring. And we do not want to be boring when it comes to RCs. You know, mine, I started out with one truck. It's actually morphed into, if you've watched the shorts, it morphed into beast mode. So, you know, that's the thing. So keep in mind things that you want to do and you want it to grow with you. For most of us, we have multiple RCs now. It's just kind of an addiction. Some of the things that you want to keep in mind, you know, we'll say a bonus is when you're in the shop and you're talking to them, and you know, just ask them, what's your opinion? What would be best for what I'm trying to do? You know, if it's a reasonable shop, they're not going to steer you wrong. They're actually going to try to guide you to the best possible thing that would make you the happiest. You know, that's what they're there for. They want you to keep coming back. They don't want to just sell you something and just see you later, and you know, they're going to run to the bank with your money, and then you know, you never come back. They want you to come back. So keep that in mind. And one of the tips is, if you go into a store and you get the feeling that they're only interested in the sale, and they just keep guiding you to this huge expensive thing for your first time, and you're getting this kind of pushiness, leave. You know, leave. It's not a good place. Since the places you want to go, they're going to be willing to be friendly. The first time I got into it, I went into a store, I talked to the guys. The guys talked to me. I didn't buy anything the first time. I talked to the guys, and they helped guide me towards what they felt was best. And I went back a week later, and I bought my first one from them. Yes, you can buy from Amazon, but honestly, Amazon gets enough of my money. I don't need to be supporting Amazon anymore. I'd rather support the local guys. Plus, you get a chance to meet them, talk to them. You build up a rapport with them. My local hobby shop, they know me by name when I walk in. Yes. So it's one of those things. They will help you out. They truly will. You know, find some place that you have that feeling that it's welcoming. And they will make sure that you are taken care of, and they will guide you and help you. And secondly, get onto Facebook. Find a local group in your area. See if they have events where you can go and meet some of the people in your area. It's an awesome thing. Here in Arizona, I'm part of the Arizona RC Basher group. They call themselves AZRC Bashers. You know, we meet once a month during the cooler months. During the summer months, everybody kind of stays indoors with the doors closed and the AC cranked up. So, but I want to thank you for stopping by, listening to this, and I hope to see you on the next videos where we're going to get more into some of the beginning trucks. So have a good day.